Doki Doki Literature Club and You and Me and Her both share one very similar thing. They both want to f you over. Doki Doki Literature Club is your average standard romance visual novel turned psychological horror when the wrong person gets admin access to the world. Meanwhile, You and Me and Her is a love story where cheating on a girl is the worst possible thing you can do. But while both are very similar in nature, engaging the reader in its meta-narrative fourth wall-breaking tomfoolery, both have different objectives and meanings from each other. Welcome to the August Tale. My name is August and I want to help you find something great to read and experience. And today we're going to take a look at these two special visual novels and compare the two, discussing their unique merits. Now, since this conversation is going to be focused on the meta-narrative elements, aka the big plot twists, this is your spoiler warning for the content of those two visual novels. As a brief refresher, let's review the plots of the two visual novels. In Doki Doki Literature Club, Sayori, the childhood friend, invites the main character to join the school's literature club, where he meets the other club members, Yuri, Natsuki, and Monika. After several metaphorical poems later, Sayori's depression becomes too unbearable and she offs herself. From there, the game restarts from the very beginning, but we soon discover that Sayori is missing from the game and strange things start happening. Natsuki and Yuri's behavior start to become more erratic until Yuri finally snaps. Monika appears, revealing herself to be the reason why everything is broken, and deletes Natsuki and Yuri from the game, until it's only just you and Monika. Just Monika. In You and Me and Her, you play as Shinichi. After clearing Miyuki's route, Shinichi pursues Aoi romantically in her route. After the two have sex together, Miyuki catches both Aoi and Shinichi together and kills them both. And then she directly addresses you, the reader, stating that it's your fault that this happened. You're at fault for being unfaithful to her after romancing her in the first route. From there, she hacks the game in order to trap you with her for all eternity. Both are well known for using meta elements to catch readers off guard, but each does so in various different ways with different purposes. Doki Doki Literature Club, or DDLC, emphasizes the element of surprise and shock value. It's meant to be sudden and startling. What started out as a typical slice-of-life romance turned into a psychological horror that makes you uncomfortable as you continue reading. From its second act onward, DDLC puts in unnerving music and sound effects along with visual glitches to its UI and character sprites to create a deeply unsettling tone. It's this contrasting genre shift that made Doki Doki Literature Club stand out and grab a lot of mainstream attention. Not saying it was the first to do so, but with the way Doki Doki Literature Club is structured and set up, it was an instance of a short, concise story using the expectation of typical generic anime tropes in the first half to flip its script in the second half. By doing so, it was very effective in highlighting the medium to the general audience. Add in the fact that DDLC is free, and you have an easy to pick up visual novel to get introduced to the medium. And the best part of it all, despite its shock value meta elements, it still proceeds to tell a tale that makes you care for the characters, even if you were one of those people walking in thinking it was your run-of-the-mill anime visual novel. For You and Me and Her, the visual novel challenges how we view visual novels. Here, visual novel fans know what to expect in a romance visual novel. We just weren't expecting our choices to have severe consequences. You and Me and Her, or Totono, has small suggestions that infer a much bigger picture, but it isn't until the visual novel reaches its most pivotal part of the story that the narrative directly interacts with you. During this portion of the game, Miyuki punishes you for being unfaithful before trapping you in her apartment, but it's out of love. After all, the reader romanced and promised to be together with her in the first route. From here, Totono actually becomes this strange thriller game between you and Miyuki where you have to figure out how to escape her clutches. It's the most engaging part of the visual novel, and with the way the meta elements interweave itself with the narrative, creates some pretty creative tricks and sequences. There's a moment where you have to break into Miyuki's phone through answering security questions. The questions are all about Miyuki and her preferences. You get to know these through your dates with her. However, it's revealed at the end that the answers are randomly generated depending on your individual playthrough. Each Miyuki is unique and different from yours and mine. An answer guide is useless here. You have to carefully read and note those answers in every section yourself. Outside of the meta thriller aspects, Totono's meta elements challenge the established mindset of the romance visual novel genre. Most romance visual novels have multiple characters the reader can choose from with their own designated routes. The general notion is that after you romance one character, you go on to the next one, and if you make a mistake somewhere along the line, you can easily go back to a previous save file and try again. Underlined by its opening statement, all actions you have in Totono have consequences and you have to live with that, knowing full well what you did. There are no branching paths, no point in regretting the actions you didn't take. And at the visual novel's final moments, You and Me and Her presents such a fantastic, deeply personal ultimatum as a perfect summation of its narrative themes. It's not for everybody, as I believe it's quite the raw experience with some elements people may find uncomfortable, but it's a story I believe everyone will take something away from it. In conclusion, is Doki Doki Literature Club the same as You and Me and Her and vice versa? No. Should you read Doki Doki Literature Club and You and Me and Her? Yes. Both games are equally worth picking up, and the two provide very different tones and experiences. If you're a beginner to visual novels, I would recommend picking up Doki Doki Literature Club or its re-release with additional side content, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. It's a great introduction and shows off the potential of the visual novel medium. It may appear on the surface as a pure shock value visual novel, but reading it may surprise you on how intimate it can get within its short read time. I would also recommend Totono just for an entirely different reading experience. Totono was an intimate journey and a tremendously different and one-of-a-kind story. Its focus and direction on how we view romance in visual novels is executed very well here and will leave you with a lasting impression. If you are interested in learning more about these visual novels, I have reviews of both linked in the description down below. And as always, subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more. New content every week. For more of my thoughts, you can find me on Twitter at TheAugustAO.